Howdy and welcome back to the kitchen. I'm fixing to make a cheesecake in the Instapot. It's easy and I've made several of them and they're delicious. It makes a small one. This is the 6-inch pan, little fat pan, and I've got it panned real good and I have a piece of parchment in the bottom of it. And I'm going to make my crust, and let me get my recipe. Crust uses 3/4 of a cup of graham cracker crumbs and 2 teaspoons of sugar and 2 tablespoons of melted butter. So I've got all of that right here, and I'm going to put the camera down where you can watch me make the crust. You mix your crust up, and then you're going to pat it into the bottom of the pan, but you don't want it to come up any further than 1 inch from the bottom. And then this will go into the freezer to set while I mix up the filling for the cheesecake. So let me get the camera down where y'all can see what I'm doing, and we'll get on with making our crust. I've got 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese in my mixing bowl here. And I'm going to mix that a little bit, and then I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of flour, 1/2 teaspoon each of orange zest and lemon zest, 1/4 of a cup of heavy cream, and I put my 1 teaspoon of vanilla in the cream just because. And then the last thing you do is gently add 2 eggs, but you don't just beat the fire out of them, you just put it in until it's incorporated well. So I'm going to mix up, I'm just going to do what I told you in sequence here. I'm going to beat my cream cheese. You want to mix the cream cheese until it's very creamy, and you start with room temperature eggs and cream cheese, and let your cream come to room temperature. So I'm going to add my sugar in and mix that. Stir it around a little bit. Okay, I'm going to add my 2 tablespoons of flour, and I'm going to go ahead and add my zest in, mix it all together, and then when that gets mixed I'll add my cream, and then we'll put the eggs in last. Okay, I'm going to add my cream and vanilla together. I want to stir that with a spatula to be sure I've got everything blended, and then I'll blend in my eggs. Okay, that's 2 eggs. And I'm just barely going to blend them on low. Clean those beaters the easy way. Okay, I'm going to finish blending this, if it needs it, with the spatula, because the eggs just don't need to be just whipped to death. Okay, that's all there is to it. Into this right here, I've got 16 ounces of cream cheese softened, a 1/2 cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of flour, a teaspoon of vanilla, 1/2 teaspoon of orange peel and a 1/2 teaspoon of lemon peel, 2 eggs, 1/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream. I'm going to put this into my crust, and then I'm going to put a paper towel over the top, tautly, and then I'm going to put foil over that to hold it up off of the cheesecake. It's going to catch the moisture, keep it from pooling on the top. Then we'll put it into the Instapot, and if I'm not mistaken, it cooks on high for 38 minutes, and you let it release for 18 minutes, and then you complete the release and let it set for about 10 minutes, and then we put a creme fraiche topping on it. But I will tell you about that. I've got my paper towel, and I think I'll go ahead and do 2 of them, and I want to pull them tight. So what I'm going to do is put my foil over it and make sure that my foil is down at the edges to keep that paper towel up off of the cheesecake, but just there to collect. And you don't want your foil just airtight. It's on there to keep the paper towel taut. Now you can either make a sling out of foil. You can make a foil sling to go under here and come back up to pick it up out of the pan with, but I ordered from Amazon this rack with the handles on it. So that's what I'm going to use, and I'll put it down in the Instapot using this. So I'm going to set my Instapot on 38 minutes on high and let it cook, and then it will naturally release for 18 minutes. Then I'll complete the release and take the cheesecake out, and I will show you what it looks like. Okay, I've got my seal set to sealing instead of venting, and I'm going to put it on the Instapot on, and it's on sealing, and I'm going to put it on manual, and then I'm going to go up to 38 minutes. Okay, it's on 38 minutes, and I'm just going to tell it to start. Okay, it's showing me that it's on. It'll do the 38 minutes, and then it'll do a countdown or a count up. I don't remember. Anyhow, I can tell what it's doing. I've got 1.5 cups of water in there. Before I put my basket in, I put 1.5 cups of water. I forgot to tell you that. So this is going to cook for 38. It's going to naturally release, and when the release shows 18 minutes on the screen here, I will put it on to release the rest of the pressure and take it out and show y'all. Okay, the Instapot just beeped off. See, this is showing that it is done its 38 minutes, and it'll start to count up, and when it gets to 18 minutes, then I will release the pressure and take the cheesecake out and show y'all what we've made. Okay, you can see that this is to 19 minutes, and I did that where I could show y'all. I usually just put a pot holder or something over the valve so it won't, and then I go ahead and try to, it's not gonna, it's already just about released because it's not hissing at all. And the little thing's already dropped down, so I'm going to take it off. And this is silicone, so I should be able to just pick it up out of here. And I'm going to take it over to the butcher block. And then I'll bring the camera over there and show y'all what's going on over there. Okay, I've made my topping, which is 1/2 cup of sour cream, 2 teaspoons of sugar, and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And this is going to go on top of the cheesecake. Take my foil off, and I'm going to get my paper towel off, and it should be done. Just a little bit jiggly, that's what it's supposed to be. Can you see how pretty it looks? See if I can zoom in some. I'm going to put my topping on it, then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator, and it says that after I think it said that after 1 hour I can release it out of the pan if I want to, and it'll be a whole lot easier than letting it stay in the pan the whole 24. So I'll try to bring it back and show y'all what it looks like when I take it out of the pan. This is one of the pans that you just sit this on a mayonnaise jar or something and it comes up. It doesn't have the buckle on it. Really like this little pan. It's called Fat Daddy-O or something like that, and I actually found my pan at TJ Maxx. So if you watch, you can find them a lot cheaper than having to order them somewhere and pay more. But I'm going to put this on it, and then I am going to refrigerate it. Well, this made a pan full of cheesecake, didn't it? My word. This is supposed to be a copycat of of a cheesecake place in New York City, and I think they called it Lindy's. And it's really good because, like I said, I've made it 3 or 4 times and we love it. So I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and I'm going to let it chill for 24 hours before I cut it. But I'll try to get a picture when I take it out of the pan and let y'all see what it looks like. Okay, y'all. Here is a picture of the cheesecake. Isn't it beautiful? See, it's just so far up the side, just like it's supposed to be. And I've got the sour cream, or the creme fraiche on the top. And I think it looks perfect. Well, here we are back, and I've just shown you how beautiful the cheesecake looks. I'm not going to cut it, because you don't cut it, you put it in the fridge for 24 hours. And so then I'll cut it and feed it to my bunch. But I hope y'all have enjoyed it and you've learned something new. It's so easy to make. And every one that I've made turns out absolutely perfect. So y'all need to try it. You need to give me a comment down there and let me know if you do try it and if you liked it and what you did to it. I'm probably going to put some cherries on the top of mine. I would rather have praline sauce, but guess what? I have cherries in a can that I can open up and use. Pie filling. So I'll probably do that. I can eat it just plain. I just love cheesecake. I love it. Anyway, I'm going to get on with my rat killing and find something else to do. But I want y'all to know that I appreciate you watching. And I want you to come back tomorrow. Oh, my shirt. If y'all are wondering what the rest of it says I may look calm. The bottom of it says, but in my head, I've already pecked you 3 times. You know that feeling when somebody does something, you say, oh, it's okay, it don't matter, it's okay. But up here, man, you done pecked them 3 times. That's what I told my husband. I said, when I tell you, baby, that's okay. I said, the shirt's really what I mean. I done pecked you 3 times, I'm just trying to keep peace. Y'all have a fun evening, enjoy your family, eat some good food, come back tomorrow to learn something new.